global agriculture has changed more in our lifetime than in the previous 10,000 years. But as with all change, conflicts of interest have arisen. At the turn of the 20th century, farming began to rely on technology, forcing people off their land and into the cities, as traditional skills and labor were gradually replaced by modern machinery. But as Europe became embroiled in two world wars, the chemicals produced for warfare were set to change the face of agriculture. With the world locked in conflict, new chemicals began to be produced in large quantities. And once peace returned, the companies producing these chemicals needed to create alternative outlets for their products. By making minor alterations, explosives and nerve agents were reformulated as fertilizers and pesticides. And chemical agronomy found its way onto farmland around the world.
ዛሬ ወቅቱ ቅመም ፈልጓል ሁሉ ምግብ እንኳን ሁሉ አይነት ታልተዘጋጀ አንድ አይነት ምግብ ቢሰጥ እንትን አይም ሁሉም የፍነሽ ማነሽ
እንዲሁ ነበር የሚዘሩት አሁን ግን
ዱሮ አሁን አይታወቅም
So it's nothing to do with feeding the world, it's nothing to do with tackling some of these huge issues we're facing today. It's about control of the food sector, of the food economy.
The agrochemical and GM industry claims that small-scale agroecological farming is backward and inefficient. But the reality is that in spite of the unrelenting pressures they face, it is these farmers who feed 70% of the world's population. These traditional farming systems use less land, less water, and fewer resources. They grow healthy, nutritional food and nurture greater crop diversity. They protect soils, water, and ecosystems, and they are proving more resilient in the face of climate change. It is these farming methods that can show us the way forward for real food security.
I don't think the public should ever underestimate the potential power that they have should they choose to use it. I think if we have a much bigger public debate around the kinds of agriculture that we want and the kinds of practices and techniques of some of those big seed corporations, we might just get that same degree of outrage and hopefully a system in the long term that's better for people and the planet.
Then if we look at the ancestral way, we find the solution to rebuild what has been destroyed.